Hello everybody and welcome back to the Boks Office. I'm finally back from the Autumn Nations Cup tour with the Springboks are unbeaten for the first time since 2013. We're back at Bishop's. Jean de Villiers Skalkberger joined me from the Boks Office, which is now open.
I'm not going to the 7th. I'm going to that lunch and then maybe even play golf before the lunch.
It's too hectic.
He peaks. His peak performance then.
Is that when you peak in Christmas?
He
The whole year you work, you prepare yourself, and then it all culminates.
He roofied us last year on the beach when he made, there was game, rehydrate, brand, was it brand?
Game, the recovery drink.
Yeah, so you take game powder and rehydrate and water
And vodka.
and a bottle of vodka.
In
What time do
a,
you start
Ready
drinking
mix.
in a
11-ish.
in a 5-liter tub. We couldn't remember where we bride the next morning when we woke up.
that? Do you ride or do you take your bikes and all that and cycle?
John went through a bush with me and Bucci.
Cool. Okay, let's start. How did you survive without me?
We didn't, Shimmy. It's so great to have you back. We were, every single time, we shot on time, like we started on time. Now today you're back and we're 20 minutes late.
No discipline, but this is normal.
Early, I came at the right time. You were late. Scala, let's talk about your golf trip. We're chatting overseas. You're on a golf trip. Where was your golf trip?
It was in Plet. We played Plet in Goose Valley. Obviously, the golf is just part of the golf tour. You've got to really embrace it. I averaged 40 units, I think, a day for 4 days. Maybe more.
40.
Oh my God.
Jimmy,
Run
that-
out
Is that
there. I don't
because
count
you came
Shimmy.
back in that shape?
Shim, I don't think we should just brush past your reintroduction to South Africa and Cape Town and Boks Office being here.
Yeah.
We missed you.
No, we'll get there. But let's get through the because
I'm so used to hosting, I'm sorry.
I was obviously following the show, from up north, and sunglasses on, a broken Skalkberger, which is a rare sight. It's a rare sight to see a broken skull.
I did not feel great. The Sunday, I left my car at the airport, and I got into my car, and I considered taking an Uber home. Yeah, that's how bang babbelas I was. I was so scared.
And then how big was the crowd on the tour?
And it didn't help that I had to study history with my kids Sunday on the couch.
Yeah, I felt like history.
Boys, it was horrific. And then the Monday, I was a little bit better. I was still a bit edgy. John feels a bit edgy today.
No, I'm not.
What happened?
It's my wife's birthday today.
Oh, okay. What's the plan, boy?
Nothing. I think
You can't
geography.
say that.
Geography
Watch it.
tomorrow.
We've got math
and-
2 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then social science or something on Wednesday.
No, we went for a nice family lunch yesterday.
Tequila?
Just one.
One, okay.
My wife likes tequila.
So, what, just a family birthday?
Yeah, no, we just went. Yeah, can't do too much.
Cute, man.
It's
Why
in
not?
It's in the middle of exams.
How old your oldest?
She turns 13 in 3
That's
weeks'
not really
time.
exams.
I mean, it is. I can't remember us studying that hard, but I mean,
No. Do you,
10-year-old,
Good
11-year-old.
thing you're a good rugby
do,
player.
do you think girls are different to boys? Because my ex, I think I can study with him about 20 minutes max.
Totally different.
And half of that 20 minutes he's staring at the cricket net outside and going, Dad, why not bowling to me?
Is it?
Definitely different. So obviously, I've got the 2 girls and then the boy, the youngest. And with the girls, far easier. So now we put like timers for them. Okay, you study an hour and then you take a rest.
Yeah.
But then every 10 minutes, Luca comes in, he's like, how much time left? How much time left?
It's 10 minutes max for my boys and then they wander off. They're gone.
Sean, let's interesting times up north.
Well, that's where you going?
The Dennis Rodman of Leinster.
Leicester, not Leicester.
Leicester. The Dennis Rodman of Leicester.
I love that episode. The legacy. The John,
You said you had
the
more
John
bodies
Rodman
than
legacy.
Dennis Rodman did.
No, that's not true. Look, I was in a bad space. So I went there with obviously big ambition. At the end of my career, it was a 6-month contract. Finished up my career there, and then played the 2 games. So we played Quins away, and then played London Irish at home at Walford Road, and I did my knee again. So finished the game, did my knee, and then went for scans again. Went to the went to the physio.
Talk me through that scan, because
Give us a
obviously
shorter version. Give us the Dennis
your knee is obviously spaghetti inside.
then-
So talk me about the scan.
The physio. So then he went, he's like, what's going on in there?
Yeah.
And and then I had to retire.
Scored one try though.
Retire.
All I heard
Tell us
about
about
was the
the
try.
Dennis Rodman part.
Well, I can't remember. No.
He blamed it on the two luggies
Yeah.
who took him out for
Jeez.
Munipolo, who took you out for evening.
Yeah, Logo. But also Tom Youngs.
Yeah.
So he was also injured. He was club captain at that stage, but also injured. So we kind of connected.
Tom, is he the older or younger brother of Ben?
Older.
The older.
Okay, yeah.
But what Lenny didn't tell you, so that was when Eddie Jones just took over
Yeah.
the England squad. And he had to go on like he was put on a diet to lose weight.
A scrum off.
Yeah, yeah.
Scrum offs don't diet.
Oh, and then he had to like weigh himself. And I mean, he played 100 and whatever test matches after that. So I remember that well. But yeah, I spent a lot of time with his brother. Yeah, we had good times off the field.
I know Jamie. I know Jamie George was put on a diet, and then Eddie basically once busted him drinking a cappuccino,
Yeah.
and he basically made him run for the rest of the week. And he said, like, luckily he had the brownie just before he had the cappuccino. Otherwise, he would have been straight out the squad. He would be gone.
But scrum was, I'm trying to think, scrum off. Ricky January. It's probably the only other scrum off I could think.
Yeah.
That would probably.
No, he was
probably
put
had
on
to
the
go
diet.
Yeah.
He was put on a
He's
diet.
still going strong. Speaks very highly of you, though. Besides the Dennis Rodman stuff, says you're a great man. Every time I mention your name, there's a smile.
No,
you
he's
know.
a good guy as well. I actually said, and he's so obviously him and Dan Cole, they have the podcast as well now.
Yeah. For the love of rugby.
For the Love of Rugby.
For the
Yeah.
collaboration.
And-
Yeah.
Shimmy.
Help him, Shimmy. I like it. Yeah.
The slice. John was
But
there.
they're family as well.
Okay.
So they've got I can't remember what the connection is. I think Lenny's cousin is married to Coley or something like that.
Yeah.
Shimmy, I love that you set Barney up with a commentary gig here in Cardiff, eh?
Yeah.
The Big Red.
The big great.
He's gone now, eh?
No, obviously I came back a bit earlier. I was like, John, you ready to commentate? He goes, yeah. When last did you commentate? No, I've done it once or twice before. and he did it. He did it.
I messaged him. I said, that's how they get you. No more off weekends for you.
Rope you in.
He's roped in, flat out.
But how was your tour, Shams?
Good. Look,
Was it good?
played St Andrews with the old course with Brian.
Oh, nice.
He organised. That was quite. Weather was good. I was surprised at how good the weather was.
I was actually watching the games this weekend as well. And
Weather-
surprised, I mean, all the games were like actually very
Except for
good.
Wales, there's a bit of snow in Cardiff.
Yeah, with the
Captain's run at in Scotland at Edinburgh was apparently they couldn't do it. The whole field was under snow.
Oh, really?
When did they play? On Saturday. They
Yeah.
play on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Captain's run.
So
Oh, for the Australia game.
Australia.
Edinburgh was 8 days, though, so it was quite long. But it's you know, on the Royal Mile, there's a nightclub outside our hotel room. So for about
I don't
3-4, you would have been there, Jean. If you walk out down towards the old town, you would have been there. Somewhere along the line on tour, you'd have snuck in there.
Okay, but I want to know about the England week because that's a big one.
Yeah.
Wait, can I quickly tell you a story about, were you staying at the Radisson?
Yeah,
So opposite the Radisson, there's that pub, the Mitre.
that's
You
the
remember
one.
that?
The local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was quite fortunate. My dad traveled, either my mom and dad, or then sometimes just my dad traveled a lot for the end of year tours.
Yes.
And then we would link up or whatever. And my dad's a very sociable guy as well.
Yeah.
So he'd go into a pub and, you know, go have a meal or whatever by himself and then just start talking to people and get to know people and make friends like that. And the one year, I think it was, what year was it? 2013. Did we play Scotland 2013?
Yeah, the unbeaten one.
Yeah, was it 2013?
I know where this is heading.
No.
I know exactly. where you're heading.
No. Yeah, we played Wales, Scotland, and France.
Yes.
The so I met up with one of my friends came over and like the Thursday night or whatever when we had off, I said no, come to our hotel or come to the pub opposite the hotel and I'll meet you there, and we have a drink or whatever. So I go to the opposite the road, go to the bar in the evening, go to the bar and I just order a Coke because it's 2 days before the game. And like the guy sitting at the bar, he's like, oh, Coke, well, you're not, and he checks it, oh, John de Villiers, Springbok captain. They're like, yeah. I says, is your dad coming over this year? And like, my dad, went there's so many
Your
times that
dad's best mate.
yeah, he's like, he knows, the first guy that I bump into knows my dad. So, yeah,
No,
very sociable.
the Scottish, I was in the one of the few gym sessions I did. So, you know, at the hotel, there's that gym, so I'm working away, earphones on, whatever.
Actually need to talk about that.
This old man comes and taps me on the shoulder. He goes, hey, are you part of the bomb squad? So I had to claim that one. I just ignored him. No, but so this guy's got a South African neighbor. And he was telling me he knew all the Robbie Vessel songs, obviously from the neighbor. He knew all,
No
obviously
way.
trying to sing them
Yeah.
in a Scottish accent.
Scottish accent.
And then he keeps saying lekker, lekker. He says he says no. He couldn't believe how much meat South Africans eat because his neighbor that he lives.
He probably
says
braais
the whole
every
time,
day. Yeah,
barbecue the whole time. So look, it was a good tour. London was busy.
I can imagine.
London's
Always
the
is
busy
there,
one.
yeah.
How many dinners did you have in your own hotel that week?
Not one. It was generally do your stuff, jump on the train, straight to the city. Wolfpack was the local, Ali Hargreaves' pub.
Did a
John's
nice
got a corner there.
fundraiser.
Yeah,
for
we
the
did
Players'
we did a
Fund.
fundraiser there on the Thursday. On the Wednesday, another Teddington. We had a fundraiser there for the fund. The rest of the week was you spend most of the time in the city.
And you were in Lensbury though, eh?
Yeah,
You're staying-
Lensbury. Went to a steak restaurant. Actually, it was recommended by Freddie. So I said, listen, we need a good steak restaurant. It's called The Cut. It's on Park Lane.
Yeah.
So it's myself, John, Brian was there, Griegs came with his missus, Mark was there. So anyway, the two Marks, Mark Ritting and Mark Watson, walk in there. So you can see this place is pretty fancy. So Mark goes, geez, Kritzinger goes, I'm worried. I'm like, what, how much this? I checked on the website.
Yeah.
I'm looking at how much the bill was.
Panic.
Great dinner until the bill came.
Ay, ay, ay.
Painful, but I'm
It's
not
not-
going to tell you the number. But
It's not nice converting to rand.
Credit card roulette? No?
John, they gave the bill to John. John looked at it. I just looked at his screen. He goes, whoa. So, look, it was good experience, but look, it's not a place you're going to go to every time.
The last time me and John, we were in the Wolfpack, was before we went to watch the 150th British Open. And we said, okay, we've got an afternoon free, let's have a power session. Chris Wells, Al Hargreaves,
The owners.
two of us. And I don't know, we were obviously on a good drinking rhythm. Next moment, Al went missing. And we started looking around for Al, and he was lying on the floor.
It's his pub.
So we picked him up. He said, Al, are you right? He said, shut, he doesn't know what just happened. So he said, no worries, half a pint in, he's down again. Man down. Anyway, we loaded the big fella into the back of a
He
big
is a big fella.
Uber XL sideways, sent him home. It was thanks for the day, Al, it was awesome.
And was Urbana good form?
Yeah, you know Brian. He wasn't good form. He was actually in very good form.
Works the room.
Yeah, works the room, but he was
Works
good.
the tour.
Works the tour. He was good. He was there for the full. Came, I think, just before the Scotland game. So it was a Sunday, so we played the golf on the Saturday before the game. And then he went to uncrack the knot for Wentworth the following week. I phoned John. It's like, hey, where are you going playing golf? Where? Wentworth. So, okay, thanks for the invite. It was an awkward conversation. Didn't crack the knot for that. But it was a good tour. I mean, you guys know.
Yeah.
End of year tour is always good fun.
It's always fun, and you managed to link up. I mean, so many South Africans over
Jeez,
there.
there's a lot.
Good
The
friends,
Springboks
meet
get-
up. and- yeah.
It's just
They
so
get
much
good
easier
support
to
of
do than to travel to New Zealand. Shimmy, we did that last year. It's a hard gig, especially
Yeah.
when you get a 12-hour layover in Hong Kong, or where were we? Singapore.
There's windowless rooms. Guys, obviously England very good, but breaking news: Peter-Steph Tutoy, World Player of the Year for the second time.
Second time. How amazing.
Fantastic. You guys say Cheslin, by the way.
I know. I mean, it's hard to pick anyway, but they sort of.
Ox should have got nominated.
I think we sort of locked out the four positions, but then you can't pick. It's hard to pick between South Africans, man. We obviously want them to win, and also, like a little bit of me felt like, let's give it to a Taniak, let's give it to Chesi, the wing.
Yeah.
It's also, it would have been nice if another South African, got his name on the list, but we can't fault Peter-Steph Tutoy, guys. I mean, the guy's an absolute machine, and his output, not only this year, for the last 5 years for this Bok team is immeasurable.
Scala, you've won it. What does it feel? I mean, to be World Player of the Year, it must be something else.
Look, I mean, you always, like, you go there and you go, like, it's obviously a weird one because it's a team and you get there because of the success of your team. You're not really going to get nominated if you've lost 7 in a row or 10 in a row. So, you know, you're grateful for your team, but then when you get there, there's a part of you that goes, shit, it's nice to get acknowledged for what you've done, the effort you've put in. So you obviously want to win it. So, like, to win it twice, like Peter-Steph, like, it's his consistency. Eben's been nominated quite a few times now. Is it 3 times, I think?
Yeah.
And he hasn't got it over the line, so you feel sorry for him. You know, like, he really deserves it. But, you know, it's awesome to win it. Yeah, I won it quite young, 21. I got it over the line.
That was your first, 2004.
First full international.
I've said it before. Still the youngest to win the awards, Carl.
Were you 21 years old that year?
21.
Yeah.
Like, I remember in 2003, obviously we were at the World Cup, and I was nominated for under 21 Rugby Player of the Year. And Bennett Tinga, remember him?
Yeah.
Fullback?
Yeah.
Yeah, fullback winger. He won it. He pipped me. The 2 of us were nominated. So, and I was sitting there, and Johnny Wilkinson won it in 03. Never thinking, like, a year later you'll be able to win it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool. Back then, everyone still got, you know, flown over for the awards. It was quite a fancy show. So.
Yeah,
we
we
went
were
there.
there.
Paul Delport was nominated for the under-19 Player of the Year because we still had under-19s, under-21s. And Paul was first time overseas, and I basically roped him into what Sydney has to offer. I don't think he's ever been the same since.
Was it in Sydney or London, those awards?
So the first 03
We won
was
Team of the Year.
2004 was in London.
There was
Yeah,
2004
London.
was in
Is that when you won
It's
it?
in London, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
remember
there.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but I still remember. Wasn't there was under New Zealand under 21 or under 21 Player of the Year, and Luke McAllister
Yes.
would have been. I still remember because he was sort of in the corner by himself, young kid. And
I think everyone, we're all in it at me and John's room.
Yes, we ended up there.
That was
Thanks
also
for
a
them,
good
mate.
night.
Gordon Darcy was there. I remember
Yes.
Gordon Darcy was there. Just coming back to Peter-Steph, I think the consistency, and you said as well now, you know, to win it twice, but the consistency throughout the year, you know, it's just like every single game he plays.
For all 3
he's
of
like-
them, actually.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
think Eben, you
Same
think
thing, yeah.
Cheslin.
So, Flip, I think it's amazing that we had 3 guys nominated.
Yeah.
7 in the team.
7
of
in the
year.
dream team or whatever. it's
7
called,
in
yeah.
the team, yeah. So, yeah, well done to Peter-Steph. I mean, you know, he's certainly now up there with one of the greatest of in
GOATs.
terms of South African rugby.
100%.
Goat
Incredible.
status, Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't make the awards because his flight got cancelled. British Airways, and then he went on standby and he didn't get on.
Oh, that's
No
why his
way.
wife went to pick the
Yeah,
award.
then his wife was across there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was stuck in Nice or somewhere.
That's nice.
Hey? Like he probably, yeah, they had to Bluetooth the trophy for him.
John, that is corny. That's terrible.
On point.
Nice,
eh?
nice. Okay, it's quick. Quick out the block. Chaps,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his flight got cancelled and then he couldn't get on another one, got bumped off. He was on standby.
And then he arrived later.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Boks this tour. Just bear with me here in terms of my assessment. Probably didn't play our best rugby, but we still won, which is quite an exciting prospect.
Yeah.
Against Wales, probably completely dominant Wales first off. We just didn't score, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. But what a fantastic tour!
I think after this weekend, the Australia-Scotland result probably put a lot of our performances in context. If you think that we didn't play that great, but still the opposition that we played against, you know, especially England and Scotland, you know, they are good teams.
Yeah.
Wales to a lesser effect, but I mean, Wales went out just to show determination and guts, and they were able
which
to
they did.
defend, as well as they could. But I think it puts it in perspective because Australia are on the up and Scotland managed to beat them at the end quite comfortably. So we play badly, in inverted commas,
Relative, yeah.
against Scotland, and you still beat them by 17 points. You know, so I think it shows. You know, talking about consistency, it shows the consistency within this group, even though there's no consistency in the selection of the team. But performance-wise, being able to get it over the line, being able to do what's needed, even though the personnel changes every weekend.
Yeah, I think we were outstanding that first half against Wales this weekend. If you take, Jaden Hendricks' little dink over to Jordan hits his knee, he knocks it. Sia gets held up over. Fassi should have scored, doesn't dot it down, runs, gets held up. That's 21 points in the first half. All of a sudden you go, you scored 40-something points in the first half against Wales. Second half we were a little bit loose. But I think areas that concern us, align our tempo way better. Franco Mostert, man of the match. What a turnaround for him from the first game in Scotland where he was a bit ring rusty, recovering from a broken leg. How's it line he picks there, boys?
Yeah, the slice line.
Goes by his ace. We used to run those lines in South Africa, and every now and then you get like Willem Alberts or John Dacel cleaning your pipes. But you run that line beautifully.
Even got the try for the inside.
Even got the try.
He ran a good. The ref was just a little bit in the way of the defence as well. So you kind of need to use that to create space.
Like attacking breakdown especially, I think was our biggest weak point in the first two games. And we were brutal at the breakdown. So like Wales did well to hang in there because they were getting pulverized. I think 30 minutes in, I've never seen such dominant stats to one side.
It was crazy. It was.
We had like 500 running meters and they had like 24, 31 something running meters. Everything was in the Bok hands. So I think we were unfortunate not to go in, with a bigger halftime score. But then credit to Wales and how they fought. And I think both of them had a really good game at open side flanker. Yeah, like he was chucking himself about. Remind me a bit like Dan Lydiot.
Yeah. Morgan and what's his name? Bertham and Jack Morgan. They were good.
Yeah.
What happens to Gatland?
Yeah, I think.
Is it fair, actually? I don't think it's fair for him to get all the blame.
No.
It's a broken system.
No, that's the problem. He's obviously taking the brunt of it, but it's not only the coach. And you see Australia is starting to turn it around. And we thought 18 months ago, they never coming back. But it's players. They need, from top to bottom, I think they need a refresh there. I'm not saying you need a new coach, but the system needs to produce better players. Better players need to be playing in Wales. And this team that's there now, there's some decent players, but you've got to give them time in the seat. There's nothing below this. You can't go, okay, Gatland's out, coaching staff's out. This generation is not good enough. You've got to stick with them. So, I think South Africa has been in stages where we're not as good as we should be. And even for us, with all the talent and resources we've got, it's quite hard to turn it around. So I think there's a bit more pain coming Wales' way.
Yeah.
I think if you, sorry Shims, if you look at,
I missed that comment. Yes, he got it.
I got it.
If you look at the turnaround from Australia's point of view, and I mean it was only 3-4 months ago where we said it's difficult to see how they get through this and out of the position they're in. They've got Joe Smit there, and he's kind of, there are talks now also that he might be leaving, I don't know, because of family reasons or stuff like that, which wouldn't be great for them. But if that is not the case, then he is someone who you would think would be there for an extended period of time. It was also difficult to see players within the Australian environment currently that can add to what they had. Yeah. But now suddenly...
Angus Bell came back.
Yeah, Tupou came back. Karevi's back in. Skelton's back in. So Ali's back, made the switch, code switch.
Imagine Corambetti also. If you
Corambetti still there. So that's 7 guys that makes a significant difference to that group. Okay, so that gives you kind of and we saw a lot of play from those names that we mentioned that got them the results on tour. In Wales's case, you look at URC and there aren't any names that pops up and says, put that guy in and he'll make a significant difference. Also, no players based otherwhere in the world where you can say, the same about them. Add to that I don't think Warren Gatland will be there for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
He'll maybe be there another 2 years or so and then probably call it a day. So what happens then, if he gets it right, then there needs to be a re-switch in 2 years' time again.
Yeah.
And the new coach comes in and then then there's usually a bit of a dip as well. So it almost makes sense to now say, okay, what's the way forward? Let's get a new grouping in of coaches and say, you take this team, you take them forward. And it's not because it's Warren Gatland, it's just because that group has been together for so long. Your thinking doesn't necessarily change over time. So, but it's tough. It's tough to see them getting out of this position.
The Boks now, they look at this season, you look at some players, Apelele Fassi, probably the comeback of the year in terms of at fullback, obviously introduced a whole lot of different players. Willie still to get his 100th. Going into next year, what do you think the Boks need to improve on? Because next year is New Zealand away from home twice.
Is it France and Ireland end of year?
I hear Argentina. Obviously, Argentina won here. Maybe
we've got an easier July, have we? I think we've got Georgia and we've got
because British and Irish Lions tour.
Yeah. 2 games against New Zealand away is going to be epic.
That's going to be the.
And then end of year, if it's France and Ireland, that's a tough year.
Do you guys reckon we should go to New Zealand for that?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
Boks Office in New
Auckland.
Zealand. Boks Office New Zealand.
Hold it on the Boks Office. That would be perfect.
From the viaduct, from Danny Doolan.
The viaduct Friday.
Live from Danny Doolan.
We should actually go on a Thursday, and then Friday we can, get back balance in our lives.
Who can we talk to about that?
I don't know.
Sean, you're a connected guy.
What was the question?
But you've got a year since the World Cup. Tony Brown's coming, Jerry Flannery's coming. They've had a good impact there.
Next year's the big one. Next year's the big. I mean, we've done so well to go from.
My question about Tony Brown and Jerry Flannery.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Talk about next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacques Nienaber gone. Yes, Tony Brown back in, Jerry Flannery in. There's always a worry that there might be a dip in performance, but we haven't seen that. And it's not as if we played poor teams this year. So 2 losses, each by 1 point. Playing Ireland at home, the end of year tour, the Rugby Championship, winning that. So I think the transition from back-to-back World Cup champs to this year has been pretty smooth. But now the standard is very high. And I think next year will be the acid test for this group.
Yeah, if you think about us, we have 50 players this year.
51.
51.
Cameron Hanekom, 51.
Yeah.
51 players this year, that's immense. The amount of players we've given opportunity. So the trick for us is to that player, if he gets to the next World Cup, often there's a guy that just blows everyone out the water and Russie will take him with 6 or 9 or 10 caps. But it's for all of those players to get to 20, 25 caps. So when he is a young player at the next World Cup, he's not really that young. And unfortunately for the older generation of players, not all of them is going to make it. So that transition will start happening more and more and more, as you would see probably in a natural progression with Fassi's performance this year versus Willie. I think in our ideal world, we wanted to have Willie at 100. Now he's left. He's in the nervous 90 spot. And he's 98 not out. I mean,
just to throw a bit of a bit of a what?
Grenade, hand grenade.
No, not really a hand
Smoke
grenade.
bomb.
But there's a guy called Damien Willemse that's still around as well.
And this was my next point. We've got Damien de Allende, who's our rock at number 12. But I think next year you go experiment a bit. The same. Imagine you go Sasha Feinberg at 10, Damien Willems at 12. You maybe even try a Kanan Moody at 13. So there's so many options we've got in trying to build depth for in case Damien de Allende gets injured. So we were sitting with we're in this environment and we thought who's the next 10? Who's the next 10 behind Andre Pollard? And then all of a sudden, now you see Marnie, now you see Jordan, now you see Sasha. Damien Willems played not too long ago there. The options are there, which is such a healthy position for us to be in.
51 players used. Your standout player, pick one.
Peter-Steph the toy.
Yeah.
That's the soft option.
Yeah.
Take Peter-Steph. Okay, he's been given World Player of the Year.
He's
Take
the
him out.
best.
Okay, I'll give you a back and a forward. Cheslin Colby and Eben Esterberg.
I mean, I would have gone for Cheslin.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I said it last year, but then I also think there's something special for players that's underrated, that the public not always give the credit. So 12 and 13 for us, Jesse Creel, Damien de Allende. I think they've been outstanding this year.
And also, I just want to say, Oxenchair and Frans Malherbe. Same thing, where, if you think the foundation...
Ask for one, you gave me the whole team.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, guys. Yeah, I'll go...
I said Peter-Steph out, give me one.
I'll go back on my word. I'll go Oxenchair. I mean, this was
I'll go Ox.
unreal year for Ox. It was next level.
The equivalent of what Ox does at scrums is like you at centre grabbing the ball and you run over every single centre that's in front of you the whole
But it's
season.
not only that. His general play, he's carrying, he's tackling, he's brought in a little passing game.
Yeah,
He's all-round player. He's so explosive when he carries. And he's got that body type where you don't think you can put him away ever. He just sort of rides the tackles. So.
Yeah. Guys, New Zealand, Sam Cane, TJ Perenara played their last test. A tough one against Italy, but they got it through.
I was worried for Italy before because, like, obviously the World Cup game springs to mind as 90. I remember we went for dinner with BH11 in Toulon, and like our kids was watching the game, and they kept running in every time they scored. But like they had awesome fight, Italy this weekend against New Zealand, and you know, like New Zealand wanted to play rugby. Their pot of 9 was effective, but then they go deep in the pocket, and they got picked off for most of the game. But yeah, I mean, Sam Cane, what an innings. Like this year for me, he played some decent stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it was the emergence of Wallace Atiti that gave some balance, that allowed him to do his thing, you know, as an open side flanker. TJ Perenara, I mean, we played so many games against these players, so massive respect for them. And, you know, like all of these things, you know, they have to come to an end. And luckily for them, they got a result against Italy, if not the performance they wanted.
I think the great thing about Sam Cane, again, you know, and Skalk went through the same, but to imagine that guy broke his neck.
At Loftus, against the Boks.
Loftus, you know, to come back again and play again at the highest level, be captain of your country in a World Cup final, so close to being able to win that one. And I think he hands it over where his career actually, in I think the last 6 months, actually had a positive trajectory again. Big word. I always struggle with that word.
Yeah.
But you know, so he's finishing on a high, and I think it's credit and due to a fantastic guy, a fantastic player, and now it's the opportunity for the next guys to fill in again. DJ on the other side, same thing. Had loads of injuries the last 2-3 years. We had the fortune of of playing a Barbarians game with him in 2013, and then you get to know a guy on a different level as well,
top man.
and great guy. And I've always kind of, you tend to then follow a guy's career more closely if you've if you get to know them better on a level like that at Barbarians, with the Barbarians team. So again, great guy and a fantastic career.
France getting one over Argentina. Was it? Yeah, France.
Yeah. I think
France is a weird one for me because they're almost the touring thing. I don't enjoy. They already said they're sending a B team.
Yeah.
New Zealand. I think that affects them come World Cup time. As good as they are at home, they beat New Zealand, beat Argentina. Scala, if these guys don't get uncomfortable away from home, World Cup, I'm not sure it's going to happen for them.
I know. Look, I mean, their quality side, like this weekend against Argentina will have bossed the stats, the ball carries, they had most of the position. Territory is normally quite even against them, but then they've got some firepower when they get into your 22. I mean, that first try is blueprint for them, like back ball, the punt round the corner. Next one, forwards and stay on top of the ball, and they score within 2-3 phases. So, and they produce a lot of players. They're similar to us as South Africa, where new players step up and they just look like world-class players. So, like the thing with them is, I think, the long kicking game for them, I think in going forward will become a problem for them. Look, they've got guys who kick at miles. Ramos, the point off the base. The new fullback looks special, tall, lanky. Barra.
Yeah, that guy.
Guy with the B.
Yeah, set up a try, had a couple of good line breaks. Looks a classy player, but they play in like these pockets. They can't keep that tempo there for 80 minutes, which, like on this weekend, they played 20 minutes rugby against Argentina, and that was good enough to put them away.
But also in typical French style, it seems like they're really on the up. They're blooding new guys as well, but it seems like there's a bird of internal issues.
I mean, Jalibert says, I don't sit on the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been
But
in
that
that
also,
position.
Imagine you did that with the Springboks.
well, you never play again.
You never
know what,
play.
actually, no, I don't want to play. I don't want to sit on the bench.
I need to be starting. But also, Gregory Aldred being dropped.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. He's kind of the second leader in the team.
But look,
stories around Damien Penaud.
I think Galtier needed to beat New Zealand, otherwise he would have been in trouble from the public then. A World Cup at home butchered.
Yeah.
They won't forget that very easily. with a great
Average
team,
Six Nations.
average Six Nations, and now you lose to New Zealand.
But they've got some power athletes, guys. You
Yeah.
look at that pack of forward, Antonio Movaka,
Yeah.
Miafo,
Yeah.
this new number 7 for the Bodohen.
Yeah.
Aldred
they've
didn't
got-
play.
they've got
Aldred
proper
didn't play
power.
on the weekend.
Yeah, but
they've got
Olivon-
proper-
Olivon's still-
Olivon, they got proper power.
Ruma
I
coming
caught up with the
Mark
G
coming
unit
through.
also in Japan. Sorry, in England.
in Japan.
Good throw.
Is it?
Big man. He's doing well.
Yeah, he's
Coaching
doing
La
really well.
Rochelle.
Yes.
He's doing very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, so like, I mean, they've
Only
got
won 2
proper power.
Heineken Cups last year, or Champions Cups.
You know,
Only 2.
you know who's at La Rochelle now? The fitness trainer.
Steph Dutour.
Steph Dutour, yeah.
Good man.
There's a good man.
Yeah.
So France, well done to them, but yeah, I'm still World Cup. I would have liked for them to go with a
I tell you what will be a game to go watch is when the Boks go there.
go
and
back there.
That's I think we must make a trip there because we're not going to be like the All Blacks got there. And, I mean, it was hostile for them. Imagine we get there. They don't forget the French.
I think we'll get a very welcoming. It'll be very-
I don't think
They must
yeah.
play at Marseille at the Velodrome. Imagine
Yeah.
that.
Can we talk about, and that is something you don't, sorry, that is something you don't get in South Africa, the stadium experience and what they're doing at the stadiums in the UK and Europe now with the lights.
The light show.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Twickenham.
Yeah, Twickenham, Cardiff even.
Allianz,
in,
you mean?
Allianz, sorry.
Allianz.
Sorry, Allianz.
You know, in Paris, you know, all that's flipping cool. I like
But the French also get beat. I mean, they're also loud and
Yeah.
you know they put the players' names on and they shout out the first
Great
name, the
experience.
surname, the crowd.
Yeah.
The Frenchies do it well.
No, it's proper.
I must say they do it well. For 9 o'clock kickoff and the guys are singing at 1 o'clock in
Yeah.
the afternoon at lunch. The guys get properly festive and they get stuck in. England got the victory.
Yes, they did. Against
Japan.
Japan. Yeah. Yes, they did. No, I think Japan, yeah, you know, the powerhouse that we saw in 2015 from Japan. They're not there anymore, you know, so it's, yeah, it was expected.
Yeah.
And also a bit of perspective is good from an England point of view. They're there and thereabouts. They didn't get the results, but they could so easily have won most of those, if not all of them.
No, it wasn't
It's
a good
not.
one, but like,
Not results-wise.
you know, they get that first game over the line. You know, either the penalty kick or the drop goal from forward goes over. They beat the All Blacks. Momentum's on their side. It's a different beast, it's a different animal. But you know, what if there's so many of them in our careers? But like Japan, I guess the worrying factor is like obviously they're doing a big change. A lot of younger players coming through their system, and it's what's their style of play is fast. They want to play fast. They want to keep ball in hand. But then to back that up, you've got to be able to sit in defensive sets and actually survive those. And their defense has not been good. They leaked so many points this last Autumn Nations Series.
Yeah, but the heat is on Borthwick. He needs a good Six Nations. Fabian Galtier needs a good Six Nations. Gregor, his Six Nations can't be based around beating England only. They need to
Yeah.
kick on and be title contenders. Ireland a bit of a change. I'm not sure if Farrell's there because of the British and Irish.
He's not.
So he's not there. So, but also it seems like a team sort of towards the end of a cycle.
Yeah, they still got.
So there's a lot happening up there in
They
terms
still
of
got
changes.
Australia coming this weekend, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Pendergrass, a glimpse of the future. How do you see that going, the Australian game?
Yeah, I think the issue is like the other flaps hasn't really stepped up. Frawley had his moment against us.
What a moment.
He's like unreal. Crawley hasn't really stepped up to the plate, and then we all see Prendergast playing not often for Leinster because they've got so much depth there. But when he does play, he looks like time on his side. He looks like a classy operator. And like if you take Ireland, this was the first match weekend where they changed it up.
Well,
If you think against South Africa, they couldn't. You see the same faces all the time. Unlike us, who's used 51 players.
yeah.
They've not nearly got close to that unless there's been an injury. And I think for them, their biggest issue actually, Prendergast looked good on the weekend, is finding a blindside flanker. They used Tyke Byrne there to cover, but it's not really a long-term solution.
Yeah. Marnie's been there for so long.
Yeah, on the weekend they played Izuchukwu, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he wasn't really impressive. He didn't really put himself about. Peter Mahoney is now, I think, taken a step back. So who's that blind side flanker that's really going to take it by the scruff of the neck, like we saw Wallace Atiti do this year for the All Blacks?
Setiti is good. Breakthrough player of the year.
Yeah.
He has to be the finder this year.
No,
in terms of,
I think there was
guy that stepped in,
there was no doubt in that decision whatsoever. Like we obviously had Sasha Feinberg, unfortunately got injured. We probably could have given him a run, but no, he was incredible. And you take into account, like those first 2 test matches was Springboks. He wouldn't have travelled here ever.
Yeah.
It's not like old days Super Rugby where you come across and you do a month here. First time in South Africa, his 2 performances in those test matches was...
Yeah. Selection time, guys. The Autumn Nations Cup team of the tournament.
Yeah.
It is selection time, picked by the Boks Office. I've got the tied forward. Scala, you've got 6-2, 10. Am I right?
6-5, yeah.
It's 15 divided by 3.
I know exactly,
Okay.
just explaining, and you got the rest. So who wants to kick it off?
What do you mean the rest?
Yeah, you start. We go one
Okay.
through to 4. We'll
I'll
go reverse.
go Ox in chair,
Yeah.
That's a surprise.
Movaka,
He was proper. I like him.
and tighter, I'll probably go Tara Lomax, Eben, and 5 lock was quite a... Look, there's Burn, but I'd go for...
Thibaut Flamand.
No, not Thibaut Flamand. He's a 4. I'll go for Miafo.
Miafo.
Yeah.
So I've gone loose forwards is made easy for me because New Zealand and us swap our numbers around.
Yeah.
So I'm going to World Player of the Year, Peter-Steph Toy, Wallace Atiti, and number 8 I'm going Rob Valentini.
Oh, interesting.
Because I think
Oh,
I think he was exceptional.
Yeah.
Like he was carrying next level all 3 games, even against Scotland on the weekend. Number 9 for me was between Gibson Park and Dupont, and I've decided I'm going to put a Frenchman in there, so Dupont is in. Fly half, I've gone Marcus Smith.
Okay. He was good against the Boks.
He was good.
He was the spark that England...
He was good this
He
whole...
was very good, yeah.
Yeah, even against New Zealand when they took him off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jean,
That's
just
good when
before just before you start, please give us one name. Because I know you're going to say, no, Damon Dallender was good, but then Bandi Aki was and then this guy. You'll give us 5 for one position. Just give us one name, and then we move on. Please.
I'll start with the wing.
Okay.
I'm going to go James Lowe
Okay.
Yeah.
and Cheslin on the other wing.
Oof, yeah.
Then I'm going to go, just to get some Scottish blood in there as well, I'm going to go Tuipulotu.
I like him.
12. Ooh. Yeah, it's been good. I could put other guys as well.
I know what you're going to say.
And then 13, I'll go Jesse Krill. Yeah, so I've done 14
Okay.
because I went James Lowe and Cheslin. And then 15, I've gone with, I wanted to go Will Jordan. And I'm going to stick with that.
Okay, nice. You got him, eh? You wanted to go...
Okay. What were the other options at fullback?
No. You already said I could.
Okay,
I wanted
that's fine.
Malia
Fa-
from Argentina.
Fassi, Malia.
Malia, Argentina.
Pablo Motera could have been a good one. At
At
least.
fullback.
No, at
Oh.
Yeah, but it's-
I just think now that you mentioned Argentina, Pablo Motera
Like, you can't replace the 2 best players in the world.
Yeah.
Guys, we've got a new quiz coming up.
Oh, dear.
Yes, I like quiz.
South African based. It's got to do with food. So it's the buzzer.
But I mean, how do we?
the buzzer, sir.
How do we?
I'll ask you guys a question. Just go.
Shouldn't we
Just
be
go,
asking...
give me a buzz.
Shouldn't,
Okay.
shouldn't we be asking you questions about food?
No, we'd have got no chance.
There we go, that's
So
right.
it's six questions. If you
How
know the
must we go?
answer,
What must we do?
it's on the buzzer.
Okay.
It's a quick
Can
fire
can
quiz.
We must say our names.
And because you always take the piss out of me, it's going to be food related. First to 3 wins. Fingers on the buzzers. So hands up. Okay, fingers on the buzzers. What is chakalaka, a popular South African side dish, typically made of?
It's like a tomato smoor.
Wait, no, you got the buzz first.
Yeah.
No chance.
What is it typically made of? Give me the ingredients. You got the first.
Pap, onions, and
Tomato
tomato
smoor. What's that?
relish.
Tomato relish. What about
Wrong. Scala, what's the answer?
tomato relish with boerewors?
Wrong, both
What?
of you guys.
Give us. You know
A
that.
mix of beans, tomatoes, and spicy seasoning. There's
we
no
got-
boerewors and there's no pap.
We got it wrong. Okay.
Okay, both wrong. First to 3.
Oh, sorry.
Which region in South Africa is most famous for potjiekos? A slow cooked stew made in a cast iron pot.
Jeepers.
Beep.
Okay, Skala, you got that one first.
It's got to be up country, so Gauteng?
Wrong.
I'm going to go northwest.
Wrong.
Tell us.
Boland. The Boland.
The West
Mpumalanga.
Coast.
Mpumalanga.
Oh, Delspruit.
What do you base that on?
These are the questions.
Someone
In
counted
South
the
Africa,
poikies.
what is
Beep.
in South Africa, what is the primary ingredient of the dish societies, often served at braais?
Chicken.
No.
Okay, right.
How can that be right?
It's lamb or chicken skewers, marinated and spiced.
But
Primary
you're so
Skala, you
lamb
won the
or
love.
chicken. So you
It's the buzzer. Did you press the buzzer?
Don't
did,
mind,
yeah.
don't
Then
mind.
you can't talk if you didn't press the buzzer.
beep,
Understand the rules of the game.
beep.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a stick. The
Okay.
stick. The stick is the primary. Wooden stick.
Okay, question number 4. What is the name of the traditional South African dessert made from caramelized condensed milk, sugar, and butter, often served on a biscuit base?
Oh.
Buzzer first?
Beep.
Yeah.
Is it tiramisu?
No.
No.
Wrong.
Biscuit base.
Not a peppermint tart.
2-0.
How many questions left here?
We've got 6.
Okay.
Okay, this is this.
6.
If you're a boarder, you'd know what the hell this is. What type of meat is traditionally used in South African dish bobotie, which is a spice mix?
Beep.
Yeah.
Mince.
Mince.
Beef mince.
Beef mince.
Well done.
You get chicken mince, beef mince.
Well done.
2-1.
I don't mince
Okay.
around when it comes to bobotie.
Okay.
This is the cider.
Okay. Okay, this one, you're gonna have to be quick on the buzzer here, because I need
is the buzzer?
This is gonna be quick on the buzzer, otherwise we're gonna have a
Why is
draw.
my hand doing one of these?
Okay. What type of meat? Sorry, wrong question.
Beep. Beef.
Fat cook is a South African.
What?
Fat cook.
Oh, fat cook.
Fat cook. Fat cook.
Fat cook.
Fat
yes.
cook is a South African dough bread often served with curry or jam. What does the word fat cook literally mean in Afrikaans?
Beep. Fat cake.
We have a draw, ladies and gentlemen. We have,
I wanted to say shimmy, but
we have a draw. We need a final question.
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Give us a question.
Why would they give me 6 questions? I need.
So that we can have a draw.
I think.
Later the same day.
No, we need one more question.
Okay.
Or should we hold on to this one until the next episode?
Freddie, give us a
Yo.
Freddie's not even there anymore.
Okay, cool, guys. Well, what a year it's been for the Springboks. I need to think of one more question for this.
What a year.
It's irritating me that it's a draw.
This is the longest box.
Okay,
office
guys,
episode
if you're
we've
watching this, please ask us one more question for our quiz on food. Thank you very much. Guys, it's been a great year so far for the Springboks. Well done to them on tour, I must say, Jean. Just your closing statement. It's a great year, a dream year after winning a World Cup.
It is. 2 games lost, each by 1 point. I mean, I think that says it all. And we can be so proud of getting the performances, having the consistency there, but then also being able to play 51 players. That's just unheard of. So yeah, proud to be a Springbok supporter, and I think proud to be South African with the way that the guys are playing. And Peter-Steph du Toit, amazing player of the year again.
From my side, just a massive thank you. It was such a privilege. We obviously work on television, we do this, and when the Boks are playing well, it's so easy for us to talk about rugby and enjoy it. And, the Springbok team relates to all of us, the culture, what they stand for. And I think above all, how special they are as humans in a team. They're well respected everywhere, but they go out of their way to make it a nice day for everyone that touch or get in touch with them. So, yeah, thanks very much, boys.
Yeah, and well done to the 7 guys that were nominated or put in the Dream Team 15. The guys were nominated for Breakthrough Player of the Year, World Player of the Year. A
Should we
fantastic
name the
test.
7?
Yeah?
Should we name the 7?
Yeah, name it.
No, because it was Ox,
Malcolm?
Malcolm,
Eben.
Eben, Peter-Steph, Damien, Jesse, Cheslin.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, that's it for this episode. We'll be back for a Christmas special next month with a very special guest. Until then, leave us a comment and subscribe to Rugby Pass TV. Stay safe and see you for the Christmas special. The box office from Bishops is now closed.
Yay!
There we go.